We've all been warned to constantly check our credit reports. Certainly you wouldn't go 16 years without doing it. But that is essentially what's happening with kids. 9 Wants to Know has learned thieves are getting away with stealing children's identities, and the government isn't alerting anyone.
It happened at age 6.
It's really scary just to think what could happen to me in the future and what it's going to affect.
Madison Polanski had no idea what was stolen until this surprising letter arrived a few months ago, saying she owes more than $1,000 in taxes on a $33,000 income.
I haven't really worked that much, and obviously not when I was 6 years old, nor 12.
I thought, how could a minor be getting something like this? And there must have been some clerical error.
According to the state, Madison's social security number also belongs to a Sergio Blandon and a Rodrigo Lopez. Both have been using her social security number for employment for years.
Any idea how these 3 guys got a hold of her identifying information?
We're still trying to figure that out.
It gets worse. 9 Wants to Know has found 3 other people using Madison's social security number too. We visited their last known addresses, from an apartment in Castle Rock to a place in Lakewood. We had no luck finding them in Arvada either. They are phantoms who may have destroyed Madison's financial future.
Polanski is part of a growing group of victims, children whose financial future may be decimated thanks to ID thieves who've been targeting kids as young as infants.
A child is 51 times more likely to be a victim of identity theft than an adult is, meaning, you know, it is the fastest growing segment of this crime.
John Sileo is an identity theft expert. He travels the country as a keynote speaker. He says ID thieves have been targeting kids more because they know the crime goes unnoticed.
The reason thieves target kids is, number one, they have pristine credit. Secondly, there's a lack of oversight. None of us are really paying attention to our kids' credit, so nobody is watching it.
A recent study of 27,000 children found that 10% of them had their social security number tied to mortgages, loans, credit card accounts, and even vehicle registrations. The most targeted group? Kids under 5. According to Sileo, thieves are often family members committing friendly fraud.
It's where a parent or a relative of the child, maybe they're struggling financially, they use the child's identity to gain credit or to gain a service of some sort.
It's very frustrating that your child at the age of 16, basically since the age of 6, has had her identity stolen, and no one has notified us.
But somebody did know. 9 Wants to Know has discovered the state of Colorado and the IRS knew for years that a Sergio Blandon and a Rodrigo Lopez have been using Madison's social security number, and neither of those agencies said anything to anybody.
Well, I can tell you right now, our state government needs to step up.
Jefferson County District Attorney Scott Story says state law is weak when it comes to identity theft. He's been trying to pass a law that makes it easier to prosecute ID thieves. Right now, just using someone's social security number is not enough for a conviction.
They need to step up and fix this thing so that we can continue to prosecute these cases and create a deterrent.
My daughter's going to be going off to college soon. They've told me it could affect her ability to maybe get student loans if it truly has gone onto her credit.
It's scary to know that those might not be as big of an opportunity as they could have been.
And here with me right now live is ID theft expert John Sileo. John, thanks for staying late with us tonight.
My pleasure.
What can parents do right now to start protecting their kids' ID?
You know, the first recommendation is really common sense, which is beware what you share. If you think about your child's privacy as a bank account, every time you give out information on the web, on social media, on a forum, you are spending on that account. And if you do it too quickly, you break the bank.
Okay. How can parents find out if their child's ID has been compromised?
That's the tough question, because sometimes it's 10 or 15 years before you find out. So if you're not getting financial junk mail or a collector at your door or even law enforcement or the IRS, as in the story tonight, you may never know it. It's very difficult.
Okay. You know, we've heard stories from parents saying it's an uphill battle to fix fraud on a child's credit report. What can parents do if they find fraud?
You know, it's so difficult. My first recommendation is always prevent before you try and recover. And the second thing that's really pretty simple to do is get one of those ID theft monitoring services. They help you recover. So it's not just for prevention, it's also on the recovery side.
Okay, can parents put a freeze on kids' credit reports now?
If if kids have a credit report, which most kids don't, of course, so you have to be a little bit careful because you don't want to open up credit when your kids don't already have it.
Okay, great. John, thanks for staying with us tonight.
My pleasure.
We appreciate your information.
You bet.
And we are not done helping you right now just yet. Log on to 9news.com. We have our producers and some experts chatting with us on our live web chat. We are here to answer your questions, and some of you could share your stories and obstacles about child ID theft. That's on 9news.com. Back to you.
Boy, Jeremy, I know that we've talked in the past about folks who have passed away and then their identities are stolen, but that one never occurred to me in terms of kids and ID theft.
And parents feel the same way. They have no idea that this is just something that's oblivious for them.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
They don't work. Typically, you're in a paycheck, use a credit card.
You never look. You can steal something in a place that nobody would ever look. All right, Jeremy Hohola, thank you much.